Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in the fourth and final round of the week. I know I only uploaded 2 rounds before this. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what happened to the round 3 feature match. I don't know. So here we are. But I do have a full set of 4 feature matches going up following this from the following week's locals. So that's all set, and I'll also be recording a mega tournament as well the following week. There should be a lot of matches coming out of that as well, a little bit more of a competitive space than our standard locals, so be on the lookout for that. But we have a Spright Frog on the right versus Pure Tearlament, well, not Pure Tearlament, Branded Tearlament, I should say, on the left. Matt on the left versus TJ on the right. TJ actually had his top 8 Toronto Regional Spright Frog deck profile uploaded on the channel already. If you guys are interested in seeing that, definitely check it out. But we will see Spright win the die roll here, opting to go first. We'll see him lead with Spright starter into the blue, or well, into the jet, into the blue. Now summoning out the red and the carrot, and then special summoning the Caliga Claw Crow. Just a free level 2 extender body, and gonna go ahead and overlay into the gigantic Spright. Has the ability to negate a monster, has the ability to negate a spell or trap. Really strong and very robust board right now to hand traps. Even more so now that the gigantic Spright has resolved, locking both players into level 2s, rank 2s, link 2s, etc. So now we're going to see the Swap Frog get summoned out of deck, activate that effect to dump Ronin. He'll bounce it back to hand and then use his normal summon, which he has not normal summoned yet. Not using the additional normal summon because you can't normal summon Swap Frog with Swap Frog's effect. But using his regular normal summon to bring it out and dumping another Swap Frog. We're going to see him go for the Elf now. Elf is going to bring back the Jet, and then we're going to see him overlay the Jet and the blue into Djinn Buster, which is basically just a negate by detaching 2. I do not believe it destroys, but adding just another interruption to this end board. Using the Ronin, banishing the swap to go ahead and summon a totally awesome here. One of the mainstay parts about the Spright end board. And you can summon it basically twice during the opponent's turn, use it twice during the opponent's turn with the help of the Elf. So they have the Carrot, they have the Toad, which is technically 2 Toads, the Targeting Protection with the Elf, and the Djinn Buster. And now we're going to see the Toad activate in his opponent's standby phase, attempt to summon what I would imagine would be a dupe, but we're not even going to see it go that far. We're going to see Branded Tier scoop as they're not able to break that board. And we're just into a game 2 situation. Shout out to Imperium Duelists, link down below, as well as my discount code. And if you guys are buying on TCG Player, the affiliate link I have to the site is also down in the description as well. So we're going to see the Branded Tier deck lead with opening, discarding the, I think that was Havness, as part of the effect. One of the best parts about branded opening in this deck is that it does not discard for cost. It discards for effect. Works very, very well with Tier. Going to be able to get access to the Aliber. Aliber is going to go ahead and get access to the Branded Fusion. Really, really strong card here. Also, opting not to use the Havness to Fusion Summon. Pretty interesting. I guess he doesn't have like the names for it. So we're going to see him, which is unfortunate because if his opponent had Ash for this Branded Fusion, I don't know what else he would do necessarily because he could have gone to like maybe a Kick Kalos play. That baits out a hand trap, maybe. But Branded Fusion is resolving. You love to see that. Dubbing a, it looks like another Havness and a Albaz. It's going to be Chainlink 1, Lubellion, Chainlink 2, Havness. Are we going to see the discard here? For the Lubellion, you got to pay the discard cost. There it is. Discarding Called by the Grave. Bold and brash decision. So we're going to see Havness resolve as the Chainlink 2. Using Havness and another copy of Havness for Kit Kalos. Now the Lubellion going to resolve as the Chainlink 1. Putting the Albaz and the Lubellion back into their respective decks. To go ahead and summon out a Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. So that's already one form of disruption at this point. Depending on what position to summon it in exactly. Putting monsters in defense is kind of scary against Spright because that allows them to make Zeus a lot easier. Because, you know, if they attack into something and it's a defense position, obviously, basic Yu mechanics, the monster's not going to get destroyed. And if it was an Xyz, even better for them because they can just make a Zeus out of it. So putting things in attack can kind of help play around getting Zeus when going against the Spright tactic. So we're going to see Kit Kalos resolve there. I believe he added a copy of Rhino Heart. Yeah, so we're going to see Kick Kalos effect on itself to bring out a tier. We're going to see him bring out Rhino Heart. So he's going to go ahead and mill 5. And then the Rhino Heart effect will resolve. Milling 5. Milling a Shaddoll Beast. Not terrible. This definitely will allow him to get access to a El Shaddoll Winda, if he so desires. And then I was going to say he could make a rank 4 play on top of that, but he currently is fusion locked because of the branded fusion. I'm not sure if opening locks you into fusions. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but I know for a fact that the branded fusion does. So we're going to see the Rhino Heart discard, or not discard, but send rather, a Merly. And then it looks like it's going to be Chainlink 1 Beast, Chainlink 2, or Chainlink 2 Beast, Chainlink 1 Merly here. Chain blocking from Bell at least if you can, right? And then we're going to see him just put back Beast and Merly to go ahead and summon for a copy of El Shaddoll Winda. And can't do anything else really with the Aliber and the Rhino Heart. It'd be really great if he wasn't fusion locked right now, because he could go for a Time Thief Redoer. Redoer is a pretty strong card. He does have Super Poly in hand, but opting not to set it. Maybe he had another copy on top of that. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to see TJ literally top deck a Dark Ruler No More, which is insane here. Outing the Winda. Like Winda plus Mirror Jade, good luck outing that without something like Dark Ruler, but he does have the Dark Ruler. He does have Forbidden Chalice in hand too, so to be fair, he could have Chaliced the Winda to keep playing without the Dark Ruler. Dark Ruler is just kind of a bonus right now, being able to turn off Mirror Jade as well. Mirror Jade would have been, I think, a little bit more difficult as well. It's not like as bad as Winda, obviously, but you know, getting a level 2 body off the field, or even getting something like the Sky Cavalry off field and then putting them on have something like exactly like starter, you know, is not a bad bet, right? I would take that bet sometimes. But yeah, Dark Ruler, very, very clutch. Going for the Sky Cavalry, gonna attack into the Mirror Jade. And this is the time, if you're gonna use it, you know, you could use Mirror Jade effect, send for cost. You could send Albalanatus, and that way you could at least get the end phase effect to go ahead and send, but we're not going to see that happen. Definitely missed the opportunity. It's going to get bounced back, and he's going to go ahead and have the opportunity now to make a Zeus. Zeus detach 2 to clear the rest of the field, and if this resolves, it's going to be huge, because that's a making the opponent go a nice little like -4 right there. Dark Ruler plus Zeus combo, very, very strong. And yeah, one of the very good tools that the Zeus deck, basically Zeus deck, but the Spright deck has. And the other set will look like to be a Super Poly. Kind of surprised we didn't see double Super Poly for Garura on both Nimble Beavers. It does play into Super Poly pretty heavily. I think that possibly could have been prevented there. He did have a card in hand to discard. He could have gotten rid of both Nimble Beavers, because Garura is two monsters the same type and attribute. It's a little suspect, but we are where we are right now. Starter for, you know, Jet for blue, and or the other way around, because I'm pretty sure blue adds a monster, Jet adds a spell trap, and then we're going to see him go for the Swap Frog, discarding the Ronin, and then overlaying the Jet and the blue here. Probably for a Gigantic Spright, or possibly looking at going for Djinn Buster here. And yeah, because this is another thing this Spright deck can do, is, you know, get rid of other monsters so long as you have at least a level 2 or rank 2 or link 2. Kind of reminds me of Orcus, because I think it just took like one Orcus monster, and then the other monster could be anything, like 2 effect monsters including an Orcus or something, get into Galatea. It's been a very long time. So we're going to see him go into the Elf. Elf's going to bring back the swap, and then, you know, swap effect to send, and then, you know, Ronin for swap, or swap for Ronin rather, going for Toad, and just ending on Djinn Buster, what looks to be a set Smashers, a Toad, another set card, and we're going to see his opponent pass, or well, see our Spright player pass turn, and Super Poly DD Crow, and looks like Pelorino in hand for our branded tier player. And if the opponent decides to use Toad here, they are kind of actively playing into Super Poly, which they know is in the opponent's deck. I mean, there's 2 copies in the graveyard right now. But even Super Polying Toad plus Swap Frog right now doesn't really feel super good. Although, I guess you could Super Poly in the battle phase. And that kind of hurts quite a bit. And you could go for the Garura, Wings of Resonant Life, and run over the Elf for 100. So that does deal with their follow-up and Double Toad. But you've got to worry about the Gin Buster plus Spright Smashers right now, and I don't think DD Crow and Pellerino are going to be enough to beat that. He just literally needs, like, Havenus right now. If he could somehow have, like, a 4th card in his hand, that's literally exactly what he needs. He needs a 4th card. Like, now more so than ever. If it was Havness, like, he could super probably battle phase attack, and then when he goes for Pellerino to get Rhino Heart, you know, Gin Buster negate, you could chain Havness, right? And then if the Havness goes through, it goes through. But, you know, we're going to see him go battle phase here, opting not to use the Alpha effect before he leaves main. And then we're going to see the battle phase Super Poly for the Swap and the Toad. Again, playing into Super Poly there pretty hard. What's the point of summoning Swap Frog if you're not summoning, like, Dupe Frog off of the Toad, honestly? I don't really see why. You're just literally playing into Super Poly. We're going to see the Toad go ahead and add back. Garura can do double battle damage here. So he'll take 200 damage, I think, over the Gigantic, or not Gigantic, but the Spright Elf. I'm just going to go ahead and double check here. Yeah, any battle damage your opponent takes from battles involving this card is doubled. So instead of 100 damage, he'll take 200. Main phase 2, Rhino effect to go ahead and add a Tearlament. Gonna probably go ahead and add the Rhino Heart. I mean, you got to add Rhino Heart in a situation like this. Really no other tier that I want to say you want to get right now. Yeah, I think without a doubt the Rhino Heart makes the most sense. And we're going to see him normal summon the Rhino Heart. And Gin Buster will negate. And here, like, you could make, like, a Link 2 if he plays one. I doubt he's playing any Links in this particular variant because of Branded Fusion. But I would say you could get Garura effect to draw 1. And then hope it's some other, like, Instant Fusion, Havness, Branded Fusion. There's maybe a decent amount of cards you could have drawn at this point, but you still have to worry about Spright Smashers in the backline. And the other set, which is still, I think, currently unknown. Yeah, it's going to be kind of rough here because we see the Nimble Beaver package resolving yet again. Beaver, bring out Beaver. And we're going to go ahead and see him think about overlaying. Looks like he's going to go ahead and link the Gin Buster and the Nimble Beaver into a copy of Spright Elf. And then Spright Elf effect. I mean, the opponent literally has 0 interruptions right now. So we're going to see him go ahead and bring back Toad. And the only other thing right now is trying to go for the OTK, which Spright sometimes might have a hard time doing unless you get to, like, the Gigantic with Cat Shark, which I'm not really... I don't look at Spright lists all the time, so I'm not entirely sure, like, you know, how many people are on, like, Cat Shark plus Gigantic. But we will see him go for a Gigantic with the Ronin and the Beaver. And effect to go ahead and bring out a blue effect to add Jet effect to probably go ahead and add a copy of Starter here, since Smashers is already in circulation. And yeah, the only other way to the Gigantic Spright is going to have the double attack is if it is summoned using a Link or rank 2 monster, which at this point it does not have, so it is still at 16. And this Rhino Heart is going to prove to be a little bit hard. Like, both monsters are actually going to be hard to get over because they are both boosted by Rhino. Rhino gives all fusions plus tiers 500 attack boost. So Garura is at 2,000, and so is Rhino Heart. So a board of very, very small monsters outside of the Toad is kind of in the way. Well, a board of very, very small monsters right now, besides the Toad, is kind of going to have a hard time clearing this whole field in the battle phase with just, you know, via attack points. He's going to run over the Garura effect to draw, and Toad will negate. Toad is going to recycle the Beaver, and he's going to attack over for just 200. And nothing else can get over this 200 attack Rhino Heart right now, so he either just passes on, you know, the field that he has now and leaves the Rhino Heart on field, or he could go ahead and commit the Smashers to the field and, you know, banish the Rhino Heart and just kind of swing for game. He could Chalice something, but even then I don't think that would be enough. Yeah, there's nothing on field he can Chalice outside of the Gigantic Spright to boost that up to 20, or no, that'd be at 2K as well. So he does have to smash away the Rhino Heart, getting rid of the blue and swinging in with the highest attack monsters. I think Spright blue is the weakest at 11 and Jet at 13. So take 13, 12, 16, and 14, putting his opponent down to just 1,800 life points. And not finding a way to go for a game here, but he might not need to. He does have DD Crow, which is going to be honestly enough to just win the game as is. Like, the only way, I mean, there literally is no way. I mean, who am I kidding? There's absolutely just zero way that that tier wins this right now, honestly. The only thing I think is like instant fusion would be pretty insane, like some form of spell. Instant fusion would be same for Kit Kalos, but you could Chalice Kit Kalos, end phase it would blow up. And then like Toad could negate the effect of Mill 5 because he's going to get Toad on the field before he passes end phase. So yeah, that's going to do it. Spright winning 2-0. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like. And last but not least, huge shout out to our Divine Level channel members who are Twitter 0226, Pony Start, Cadillac 84, Justin Lamb, HH Cyber, and Mango. Thank you guys so much as always for extremely kind and generous support of the channel.